Intermediate test. All right, here we go. A bag end. I could be wrong, so just let me know if your answers are different and I'll double check them. A bag contains 6 red, 4 blue. A card is chosen. What is the probability that the card is blue? Well, there's 4 blues out of 10 altogether. In this case, you would have to simplify because you can see your answer's not there. It would be 2 out of 5. A die is thrown. What is the probability of not throwing a 3? Not a 3? Well, that means you can get a 1, 2, 4, 5, or a 6. That's 5 out of 6. Remember to stop me if something's weird. Each letter of the word probability is written on identical cards and 11 cards facing the bag. If the card is drawn at random, what is the probability that the card is a B? How many Bs are there? 2 out of 11. C. Any questions so far? Question 4. Who asked for question 4? Was it Tiara?
Yeah, it was me.
Yep, okay, let's have a read of it. A card is selected from a normal deck of 52 cards. Firstly, have you played with cards before? Do you understand how the cards work?
Yeah.
Yep, so there's 26 black, 26 red. And then there's 4 suits. You know, that's clubs, diamonds, etc. And then there's 1 to 10, and then there's Jack, Queen, King. So what is the probability that the card is a red 7? Well, how many red 7s will you have? You'll have a diamond 7, and you'll have also a heart 7, right? So that's 2 of them. Out of how many altogether? 52. So the answer should be 1 out of 26. We got that right? Tiara, what do you reckon? Makes sense?
Yeah.
What was confusing to you at first?
I just didn't know, like, how many were black and red and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah. You need to memorize that because I can tell you that's going to be assumed knowledge every year moving on. So if you don't have a deck of cards at home, go grab yourself one and just start playing with them and start learning them. In the game of Lotto, there are 45 balls numbered 1 to 45. Peter predicts that the first number drawn will be higher than 40. Does that mean I include 40? No, so that's 41, 42, 43, 44, and obviously 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of how many cards altogether? Or how many Lotto balls altogether? 45. Answer is 8, 1 out of 9. Any questions there? All right, part B. I'll get a little bit faster unless you guys stop me. A bag contains 4 red, 2 green, 2 white. A ball is chosen at random. What is the probability that the ball is red? Well, there's 4 reds out of 8 balls altogether. 4, 6, 7, 8. The answer is half. What's the probability that it is white? White will be 2 out of 8, which is a quarter. What's the probability that it's not green? Well, that means it can be white or red. So how many whites are there? 2. Red, there is 4. So 6 out of 8, which is obviously 3/4. Happy? 1 mark each. Again, any questions? 100,000 tickets are sold in a lottery. Sharon buys 10 tickets. Find the probability that Sharon wins the first prize. What do we reckon? How do we do that? 100,000 tickets are sold. Sharon buys 10 tickets. What's the probability that Sharon wins first prize? Well, she's bought 10 winning tickets out of 100,000 tickets altogether. So the probability would be 1 out of 10,000. Does that make sense? Cindy, you get that? Sharon does not win the first prize. She doesn't win the first prize. What is the probability that she will win the second prize? Well, if she doesn't win the first prize, how many tickets does she still have left? 10. Because she hasn't won a prize yet. Does that make sense? So you keep your ticket, let's say. So you still have 10 tickets that could win. But how many tickets are left? And of course, because there's one ticket that's already been drawn out, there's only 99,999 tickets left. You get that? So we're going to subtract 1 from 100,000. Do we all get that? At home, do we get that? Because I can show you another example that works well. We get, yes? Anyone not get it then? All right. The 6 faces of a die are renumbered as 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. If the die is rolled, what is the probability that the number rolled is a 2 or a 3? Well, of course, that's just 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 6. The answer becomes 2/3. A soccer club sold 100 tickets. Mitchell bought ticket number 14. Ticket number 14. So how many tickets did he buy? 1. He bought, just to make it clear, because a lot of students see 14 and they go, oh, that's the one. He bought 1 ticket. The number was just 14. Find the probability that Mitchell wins first prize. Well, he only bought 1 ticket out of, there's 100 tickets altogether, so 1 out of 100. What is the probability that the winning ticket will be one off Mitchell's ticket number? One off. One off means what number was it? A 13 or a 13 or a 15. So if you're one off from 14, it means you pretty much the winning number was a 13 or 15. And what's the probability of that happening? Well, there's only 2 numbers out of 100 numbers altogether. So it's got a 1 out of 50 chance of being one off. But who cares, right? If you're one off, you still lost. It doesn't matter if you're one off. You can't say, oh, I was so close, I was one off. Well, you still lost. So it doesn't really matter. You can't, I mean, I'm trying to say you can't really look at it as, oh, I got a better chance of being one off. So what if you got a better chance? It doesn't really mean anything, so be careful with that logic. All right, last one. A TV game show features a computer screen that rapidly flashes each of the 9 squares illustrated, one at a time in random order. The contestant calls stop and wins the amount displayed on the illustrated square. So do we understand how this game is working? It's trying to say that it just randomly does this, does that, then it moves to here, then it moves to here, then it moves to here. There, that's the game. Someone want to say stop? Hey, how lucky was that? Who was that? Who said stop there?
Chloe.
Chloe, you won $80. You got the highest amount. You're lucky. How good's that? All right, there you go. So the contestant calls stops and wins the amount displayed on the illustrated square. What is the probability the contestant wins $50? Well, there's one $50 note only, just like there is one $80 amount. So it's just 1 out of 9. What's the probability of not winning any money? Well, that would be 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 9, which simplifies to 1/3 if you were simplifying. And wins at least 50. Do we include 50? I got a no here. Cindy, what do you reckon? No? At least 50. You're wrong. If you are meant to get at least $50, that means it is from 50 and up. At least. Let's think about it in a different context. Okay, you have to give me at least $2. So does that mean you're going to give me $3? Not really. If I'm saying at least 2, that means the smallest amount you have to give me is what? 2. But if I say you have to give me greater than $2, well, now you don't owe me $2 because I'm saying it has to be bigger than 2. So can you give me 2? No. So greater than would be bigger than the number that we're saying. If we're saying at least, that's the minimum that it can be. So if it says at least 50, we actually do include $50. What's another context? At least. At least. I'm just trying to think of a different question. So anyway, the answer for at least 50 is of course 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 9, again, which is 1 out of 3. Those who didn't do at least 50 like that would have got 2 out of 9, I'm guessing. What's another context? At least. We need at least 4 cans of paint. We need at least 4 cans of paint. How many cans of paint do you buy? Well, again, the minimum you need to buy is 4. If you want to have more, in case you spill some or whatever, fine, maybe you should buy 5. But really, you should be able to get away with 4, because that's the absolute minimum that's required. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's an interesting one, but that's how at least works. Okay. Good stuff. Any questions? No, we're all happy with that. Do you guys want to continue with advanced, or should I do it? Do you want to give it, because you're doing well. It seems like most of you are doing well. So I might give you guys another, what? Do we need 5 or 10 minutes? What's the time? 5 o'clock. What time do we finish? 5:30 today? I'll give you guys, it'll probably take me no more than 20. I'll give you guys 10 minutes. Let everybody try it again. Advanced test. Let's see how we go with this. Should be easy. Still, I think. But then again, everything's easy for me. All right, I'll pause the recording. Let's do this advanced test.